Rebuild Your Life, Focus on Yourself Every Single Day, written and published by Rich Mind Audio. Imagine this: you wake up every morning with a crystal clear purpose, completely in tune with your goals, your desires, and your life. Sounds incredible, right? Now, what if I told you that this level of clarity, focus, and fulfillment is within your reach every single day? Welcome to the journey of rebuilding yourself by focusing on you. In a world full of distractions, where everyone seems to demand your time and attention, there's one revolutionary act that can change everything: focusing on yourself. This isn't selfish, this is survival. This is growth. This is the path to becoming the person you were always meant to be. In this audiobook, we'll explore how making you your priority can transform your life. Together, we'll dive deep into personal growth, self-awareness, rediscovering your passions, and finding that perfect balance between your internal world and the external demands. You'll learn how to put yourself first in a way that not only enhances your life, but the lives of those around you. So why is focusing on yourself so essential? Because you are the foundation of everything. When you're not aligned with your own values, passions, and needs, every decision feels like a battle. Every challenge feels overwhelming. When you focus on yourself daily, you're strengthening the most important relationship in your life, the one with you. This foundation makes decision-making clearer, builds emotional resilience, and boosts your overall life satisfaction. Think of the person who used to say yes to everything, constantly drained by external demands. By shifting that focus inward, they found balance, clarity, and true happiness. This isn't just a journey, it's a transformation. Focusing on yourself is the key to unlocking your potential, and with each step forward, you'll notice the world around you shifting too. Ready to get started? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Rediscover Your Passions. Imagine waking up every morning with a fire in your belly, a purpose that excites you, and a passion that drives you forward. Think back to a time when you were so engrossed in something that hours felt like minutes. That's the power of passion. It's the fuel that ignites personal growth, pushes you through challenges, and gives your life meaning. Passion is the cornerstone of rebuilding yourself, and today, we're going to rediscover yours. You see, passion isn't just a luxury. It's a necessity for true transformation. When you're passionate about something, it becomes your reason for getting up in the morning, your guide through uncertainty, and your answer seems overwhelming. Passion gives you the energy to push through, even when things get tough. Think about it. When was the last time you were excited about something? Really excited. Passion provides focus, motivation, and resilience. It connects you to your purpose, giving you a sense of direction. And when you have that direction, the journey of self-rebuilding becomes not just a task, but an adventure. In fact, passion can be the bridge between where you are now and the life you're striving to create. Without it, it's easy to drift through life, feeling like something's missing, but unsure what that something is. So if you're ready to rebuild yourself from the ground up, the first step is finding, or rediscovering, what makes you come alive. Now, you might be thinking, but how do I find my passion? What if I've lost touch with it over the years? Don't worry, rediscovering your passion is not as daunting as it seems. You already have everything you need inside of you. It's just a matter of unlocking it. Here's the first step: reflect on your past. Think back to your childhood or younger years. What did you love doing back then? What made you lose track of time? Was it drawing, exploring nature, writing stories, playing sports? Children often gravitate toward their natural passions before the world tells them what they should be doing. Those childhood interests might hold a key to the passions you've left behind. Take a moment right now and reflect. What were the things that brought you pure joy without any pressure or expectation? Write them down, revisit them, and ask yourself if they still spark something inside you. Sometimes the things we loved as children have evolved, but their core remains. Maybe you loved painting as a kid, and now you're drawn to design or photography. Or perhaps you were obsessed with building things, and now that passion has evolved into an interest in architecture or technology. Next, let's look at the present. What excites you now? Pay attention to what you naturally gravitate toward today. What topics get you talking passionately? What activities make you feel energized? What kind of content do you find yourself consuming when no one's telling you what to do? Sometimes your current passions are hiding in plain sight, waiting for you to notice them. One powerful exercise is to take note of the moments when you feel most alive during the day. It might be a conversation with a friend, a project at work, or even a hobby you engage in after hours. The goal is to capture those moments and ask yourself, what is it about this activity that excites me? Identifying these sparks will help you uncover the passions that are already part of your life, just waiting to be nurtured. Now, here are a few practical steps you can take to rediscover and reignite your passions. 1. Create a passion journal. Set aside a notebook or document where you can jot down the things that excite you both from your past and present. Write about your childhood dreams, current interests, and activities that make you feel energized. Keep adding to this journal over time and review it regularly. Patterns will emerge, and these patterns can point you toward your deepest passions. 2. Experiment with new activities. Sometimes your passion might not be something you've already tried. It might be waiting for you in a new experience. Challenge yourself to try new things, even if they're outside your comfort zone. Take a class, join a group, or dive into a hobby you've never explored before. Passion often grows from curiosity and exploration, so don't be afraid to step into the unknown. 3. Eliminate the noise. Our passions can be drowned out by societal expectations, the opinions of others, and even our own self-doubt. It's important to quiet the noise around you and focus on what truly makes you happy. Are there activities you've avoided because they don't fit society's idea of success? Are you holding back because of fear of judgment? Let go of those expectations and give yourself permission to pursue what feels right for you. 4. Ask yourself, what would I do for free? One of the best indicators of passion is what you'd willingly do without being paid. What do you find yourself drawn to, even in your spare time? This can be a powerful clue to the activities that align with your true passions. 5. Visualize your ideal day. Close your eyes and imagine your perfect day. How do you spend your time? What activities bring you the most joy and fulfillment? Who are you surrounded by? What goals are you working toward? This exercise helps clarify what you truly enjoy beyond the hustle and grind of everyday life. Remember, rediscovering your passions is not about checking boxes or fitting into someone else's definition of success. It's about finding what lights you up, what gives you meaning, joy, and purpose. Don't let societal pressures or the fear of failure hold you back. You don't have to fit into anyone's mold but your own. Life is an ongoing journey of discovery, and your passions are allowed to evolve. What excited you 10 years ago may not be what excites you now, and that's perfectly okay. The goal isn't to lock yourself into one passion forever, but to continuously explore, grow, and follow what brings you joy in each season of your life. So today, give yourself permission to explore without judgment. Start with curiosity, and let that curiosity lead you back to the passions that will guide you through your journey of rebuilding yourself. Whether you're revisiting old loves or discovering new ones, know that your passions are the fuel you need to create a life that is authentically yours. Your passions are waiting for you. They are the key to unlocking the joy, motivation, and purpose that will help you rebuild your life from the ground up. Whether you're reigniting an old flame or discovering something new, remember that your passions are a reflection of your authentic self, and they are worth pursuing with everything you've got. So what are you waiting for? It's time to rediscover your passions and let them guide you on this transformative journey of self-rebuilding. You've got this now. Go out there and follow the fire inside you. Chapter 2. Cultivate self-awareness. Take a moment to imagine standing in front of a mirror. Now, I'm not talking about seeing your reflection, but really seeing yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your strengths, your weaknesses. This is the power of self-awareness. It's like holding up a magnifying glass to your inner world, giving you the clarity to understand who you truly are and the power to shape the life you want. Self-awareness is the key that unlocks your true potential. Why? Because it allows you to know yourself, really know yourself. When you understand your strengths, you can harness them to their fullest potential. And when you recognize your weaknesses, you can work on them or even turn them into opportunities for growth. Self-awareness isn't just about knowing what you're good at or where you struggle. It's about understanding what drives you, what holds you back, and what emotional triggers influence your decisions. Let me tell you, self-awareness is personal empowerment. When you're aware of your own patterns, behaviors, and intentions, you gain control over your life. You stop reacting on autopilot and start responding with intention. You learn to navigate challenges with clarity, knowing exactly how to leverage your strengths and manage your vulnerabilities. Think of it as being the captain of your own ship. You can steer through any storm because you understand how your ship works. You understand you. Understanding your emotional triggers is a big part of this journey. We all have moments when something small sets us off, a comment, a situation, a certain look from someone, and suddenly we're overwhelmed with emotion. But when you cultivate self-awareness, you start recognizing these triggers before they take control. You can pause, reflect, and choose your response instead of letting the moment dictate your actions. Self-awareness isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about knowing yourself so well that you can navigate life's ups and downs with confidence. And let me tell you, once you start building this inner awareness, you'll realize how much power you truly hold. So how do we build this self-awareness? The good news is that it's a skill you can cultivate daily. Like any skill, the more you practice, the stronger it becomes. Here are a few powerful practices to help you get started. 1. Journaling. One of the most effective ways to cultivate self-awareness is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings allows you to reflect on your day, your reactions, and your inner world. Start by asking yourself simple questions. What made me feel good today? What challenged me? What did I learn about myself? Don't worry about grammar or structure. Just let the words flow. Over time, you'll start noticing patterns in your thoughts and behaviors that you weren't aware of before. Journaling is like having a conversation with yourself, and it's an incredibly powerful tool for self-discovery. 2. Meditation. Meditation helps you tap into the present moment and observe your thoughts without judgment. It's a practice that quiets the external noise and allows you to tune in to your internal dialogue. Start small. Just 5 or 10 minutes a day. Sit quietly, focus on your breath, and notice your thoughts as they come and go. You don't need to force them away, just observe them. Over time, meditation helps you become more mindful of your thoughts, which can shift negative self-talk into something more positive and constructive. 3. Self-reflection. Make self-reflection a daily habit. Before you go to bed, take a few minutes to reflect on your day. Ask yourself, how did I handle today's challenges? What emotions came up and why? What did I learn about myself today? This simple practice of reflection builds your ability to understand your emotions, actions, and thought processes. And the best part, the more you reflect, the more you grow. 4. Listening to your internal dialogue. Pay close attention to the way you talk to yourself. Is your internal dialogue positive and uplifting, or is it critical and negative? Our thoughts shape our reality, and if you're constantly telling yourself that you're not good enough, guess it is what? That you'll start to believe it. But here's the good news, you have the power to change that narrative. The next time you catch yourself in negative self-talk, pause. Replace those thoughts with something more empowering. And instead of thinking, I'm not capable of doing this, shift it to, I'm learning and I'm growing every day. The way you speak to yourself matters more than you think. Now, here's something important to remember. Self-awareness isn't a one-time achievement. It's not like you wake up one day and suddenly you figured it all out. Self-awareness is a lifelong journey. Every day is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. Some days you'll feel like you've got everything under control, and other days it might feel like you're just scratching the surface, and that's okay. The key is to stay curious, stay open, and stay committed to understanding yourself. Be patient with yourself. Growth takes time, and the more you practice self-awareness, the deeper your understanding will become. Every experience, every emotion, every challenge is an opportunity to cultivate self-awareness. Embrace the process. Don't rush it. Take the time to really understand yourself, your needs, your desires, your strengths, and your vulnerabilities. The more you know about yourself, the more empowered you become. And with that empowerment comes the ability to shape your life in ways you never thought possible. So, where do we go from here? Start today. Take just a few minutes each day to journal, meditate, or reflect. Listen to your internal dialogue and start shifting your self-talk toward positivity. Remember, this isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. Every step you take towards self-awareness brings you closer to unlocking your true potential. You have everything you need within you to grow, evolve, and thrive. Self-awareness is your superpower. It's the foundation that allows you to rebuild yourself from the inside out, creating a life that aligns with your true self. So let's get started. This is your journey, and it's time to take control of the wheel. Chapter 3. Prioritize your well-being. Imagine if you treated yourself like your most valuable asset, because that's exactly what you are. You're the foundation of everything in your life, and your well-being, well, it's non-negotiable. It's time to stop running on empty and start fueling yourself from the inside out. If you're ready to take control of your life, it begins with taking care of you. Let's start with this. Your well-being is not just important, it's essential. Without a solid foundation of mental, physical, and emotional health, everything else in your life becomes harder to manage. But think about it. How can you show up for your career, your family, or your goals if you're constantly drained, stressed, or overwhelmed? You can't pour from an empty cup. Your well-being is the bedrock of personal rebuilding. When you prioritize taking care of yourself, everything else in your life benefits. Your mind is clearer, your energy is higher, and your ability to handle challenges improves. It's not selfish to put yourself first, it's necessary. In fact, when you make your well-being a priority, you're better equipped to be there for the people and things you care about. So stop feeling guilty for taking time for yourself. You're not being selfish, you're ensuring that you have the strength and stamina to give your best to everything else in your life. Now, let's get rid of the idea that self-care is a luxury or something you only do when you're on vacation. It's not just about bubble baths and spa days, though those are great too. Self-care is a daily practice, a commitment to making sure your mind, body, and soul are nourished. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and care you'd offer a loved one. After all, you deserve that same love and attention. So how do we make well-being a priority in our daily lives? It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the best way to start is with small, consistent actions. Here are a few simple yet powerful practices you can incorporate into your routine. 1. Rest is your recharge button. Let's start with something fundamental: rest. How often do you push through exhaustion, thinking you can get by on a few hours of sleep? Listen, rest is not a weakness, it's your body's way of recharging. Make sleep a priority. Aim for at least 7 to 8 hours each night and create a bedtime routine that helps you wind down. Unplug from screens, read a book, or practice relaxation techniques. Your body and mind will thank you. When you're well rested, you're more focused, productive, and resilient. 2. Fuel your body with nourishing foods. The food you eat directly impacts how you feel, physically and emotionally. I'm not talking about strict diets or deprivation. This is about nourishing your body with foods that energize you and keep you feeling strong. Try incorporating more whole foods into your meals: fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Notice how different you feel when you fuel yourself with nutritious foods. It's not about perfection, it's about balance. Enjoy the occasional treat, but prioritize foods that support your energy and well-being. 3. Practice mindfulness and be present. In a world that's constantly demanding your attention, mindfulness is your secret weapon for staying grounded. You don't have to meditate for hours to reap the benefits. Just taking 5 minutes a day to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and be present can make a world of difference. When you practice mindfulness, you're giving yourself the gift of the present moment. It helps reduce stress, improves focus, and allows you to reconnect with yourself. Whether it's a quiet moment with your morning coffee or a few minutes of deep breathing during a hectic day, these small moments of mindfulness add up. 4. Move your body in ways you enjoy. Exercise doesn't have to feel like a chore. Find ways to move your body that make you feel good. Whether it's a brisk walk, yoga, dancing, or lifting weights, find something you enjoy and make it a regular part of your routine. Physical movement not only boosts your energy, but it also improves your mood and reduces stress. The key is to move in ways that feel good to you. It's not about punishing your body, it's about celebrating what it can do. 5. Practice self-compassion. How often do you beat yourself up for not doing enough or not being perfect? It's time to change that narrative. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with kindness, especially when things don't go as planned. It's about recognizing that you're human and that it's okay to have setbacks. When you practice self-compassion, you're more likely to bounce back from challenges because you're not tearing yourself down. Be your own biggest supporter. Speak to yourself the way you speak to a close friend, with encouragement, understanding, and love. 6. Set boundaries to protect your energy. One of the most powerful ways to prioritize your well-being is by setting boundaries. It's okay to say no to things that drain your energy or don't align with your goals. You don't have to be available to everyone all the time. Protecting your time and energy is a form of self-care. When you set boundaries, you're creating space for the things that truly matter: your health, your passions, and the people who lift you up. Remember, saying no to others sometimes means saying yes to yourself. Now, let's talk about how you can weave these practices into your daily life. Self-care doesn't have to be a grand event. It's about creating small moments throughout your day that remind you to check in with yourself. Here are a few ideas to get you started. Morning rituals: start your day with intention. Instead of diving straight into work or scrolling through your phone, take a few minutes to stretch, breathe, and set a positive tone for the day. Ask yourself, what do I need today? And listen to the answer. Midday check-in. During your lunch break or a pause in your day, take a few deep breaths and check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Do you need a break, a walk, a moment of stillness? Honor those needs. Evening wind down. At the end of the day, take time to unwind. Whether it's reading, journaling, or taking a warm bath, create a routine that helps you relax and recharge for the next day. Your well-being is the foundation of everything you want to achieve in life. When you prioritize taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. Remember, self-care is not a luxury. It's a necessity. So, today, make a commitment to yourself. Start small, but start now. Whether it's getting an extra hour of sleep, taking a mindful moment, or saying no to something that drains your energy, these daily acts of self-care will add up. They will create a life where you feel nourished, balanced, and ready to take on the world. You deserve to be at your best. You deserve to put yourself first. And when you do, you'll be amazed at how much more you can give to everything and everyone around you. Your well-being is your power. Embrace it. Chapter 4. Develop healthy habits gradually. Picture this: you want to change your life, be healthier, more productive, more focused. But every time you try, you get overwhelmed, and the changes just don't stick. Sound familiar? What if I told you the secret to lasting change isn't about flipping your life upside down? It's about small, steady steps. This is how real transformation happens, one habit at a time. Let's talk about building habits that actually last. So often we think we need to make huge, drastic changes to see results. We want to hit the gym every day, eat perfectly clean, meditate for an hour, and we want it all to happen now. But here's the truth: big, sudden changes are often the fastest path to burnout. It's like trying to run a marathon without training for it. You might be full of energy at the start, but eventually you'll run out of steam. That's why we focus on small, sustainable changes. These are the habits that don't just stick around for a week or two. but for the long haul. Think of it like planting seeds. Each small habit you develop is a seed you're planting in the garden of your life. It may not grow into a tree overnight, but with time, care, and patience, it will flourish. And soon you'll look back and realize how far you've come simply by taking small, consistent steps. Healthy habits aren't about perfection. They're about progress. It's not about how fast you can overhaul your routine, but about how steadily you can incorporate positive changes into your life. When you start small, the changes feel manageable, and before you know it, they've become second nature. So how do we develop these habits in a way that lasts? Here's a step-by-step guide to making small, powerful changes that will transform your life. 1. Set manageable, realistic goals. Start by identifying 1 or 2 areas of your life where you want to improve. Don't try to tackle everything at once. Ask yourself, what's one small change I can make today that will move me toward a healthier, happier version of myself? Maybe you want to drink more water, get more sleep, or add a few minutes of exercise to your day. Pick something specific and achievable. If your goal is too big, it can feel overwhelming. Break it down into bite-sized steps that you can actually commit to. 2. Start small, really small. Here's the thing. When it comes to building habits, smaller is better. If your goal is to exercise more, start with just 5 minutes a day. Yes, just 5 minutes. The point is to create a habit that's so small and easy that it's impossible to say no to. Once that 5-minute habit is in place, you can gradually build on it. Maybe next week, it's 10 minutes, and the week after that, it's 15. The key is to start small so you can maintain consistency. These tiny steps build momentum, and over time, they add up to real, lasting change. 3. Be specific about your actions. Vague goals like eat healthier or exercise more can be difficult to stick to because they don't give you a clear plan of action. Instead, be specific. If your goal is to eat healthier, decide exactly what that looks like. For example, you could start by replacing your afternoon snack with a piece of fruit. If your goal is to exercise more, maybe that means taking a 10-minute walk after dinner. The more specific you are, the easier it is to follow through. 4. Track your progress. One of the most powerful ways to stay motivated is to track your progress. Whether it's writing down each day you complete your habit in a journal, using a habit tracker app, or simply crossing off days on a calendar, tracking your efforts helps keep you accountable. Plus, seeing your progress over time is incredibly motivating. Even if it's just a small check mark on a piece of paper, each one represents a victory, proof that you're showing up for yourself day after day. 5. Celebrate your small wins. Don't wait until you've reached your final goal to celebrate. Every step forward is a victory. Celebrate those small wins because they're what build momentum and keep you going. Did you drink an extra glass of water today? Celebrate. Did you stretch for 5 minutes in the morning? Celebrate. These little moments of success are what fuel your motivation. Acknowledging your progress, no matter how small, is a reminder that you're on the right path. 6. Stay consistent, be patient. Consistency is the secret sauce to building lasting habits. It's not about doing something perfectly, it's about doing it regularly. Even on days when you don't feel motivated, show up anyway, even if it's just for a minute or 2. Remember, it's better to do a little bit every day than to do a lot once in a while. The more consistent you are, the more automatic the habit becomes. And here's where patience comes in. Real transformation doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. There will be days when you slip up, and that's okay. What matters is that you get back on track and keep going. Progress isn't linear, but as long as you stay consistent, you'll move forward. 7. Find your why. Behind every habit, there's a reason. What's your why? Why do you want to develop this habit? Is it to feel healthier, to have more energy, to reduce stress, or to improve your overall quality of life? Knowing your why gives your habit purpose, and that purpose is what will keep you going when motivation fades. So, take a moment to reflect. Why does this habit matter to me? Write it down and remind yourself of that reason every day. Here's something to remember. The road to developing healthy habits isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, doing your best, and allowing yourself grace when things don't go as planned. Consistency beats perfection every single time. It's those small, everyday actions that create lasting change. And don't forget, patience is your best friend in this journey. Real change takes time. Be kind to yourself along the way. If you stumble, that's okay. Just pick yourself up and keep moving forward. Every day is a new opportunity to get closer to the person you want to become. So as you step forward in your journey to develop healthy habits, remember this: start small, stay consistent, and celebrate every win, no matter how tiny it may seem. And you are building something powerful here. With each small step, you're laying the foundation for lasting transformation. Healthy habits aren't about radical shifts. They're about those little choices you make every day, the ones that seem insignificant in the moment, but add up to a life that feels balanced, energized, and full of possibility. We have the power to shape your life, one small habit at a time. Now let's take that first step together. You've got this. Chapter 5. Embrace personal growth and change. Imagine your life as a book, each chapter filled with new lessons, challenges, and experiences. The story isn't meant to stay the same. It's meant to evolve, to expand, and to grow. Personal growth is the journey we're all on. But here's the thing, it doesn't have an end point. Growth is lifelong, and it requires us to embrace one constant: change. Let's start with this powerful truth. Personal growth isn't a destination. It's not a goal you check off your list or something you achieve once and move on from. It's an ongoing process, a journey that continues throughout your entire life. Every experience, every challenge, every moment is an opportunity for growth. But here's the catch. Growth often means stepping into the unknown, which can feel uncomfortable. Change can feel scary. It's natural to want to stay in our comfort zone, where things feel safe and familiar. But the magic doesn't happen in the comfort zone. The most significant growth comes when we're willing to step outside of it, to embrace the discomfort of change and use it as fuel for transformation. Now think about the times in your life when you've grown the most. Was it when everything was easy and smooth, or was it when you were pushed, challenged, and maybe even knocked down? It's through those moments of discomfort, those periods of change, that we discover our true strength. Growth is about becoming more of who you're meant to be, and that process never stops. So instead of resisting change, let's learn to welcome it, because on the other side of change is a new version of you. Now, how do we actually embrace change, especially when it feels uncomfortable or even scary? Let's talk about some practical strategies you can use to not only handle change but thrive through it. Step outside your comfort zone. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, and that means leaving the familiar behind. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. Start small. Maybe it's trying something new at work, having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, or taking up a hobby you've always been curious about but never dared to try. Each time you step outside your comfort zone, you're expanding what's possible for you. And guess what? The more you do it, the easier it becomes. You'll start to realize that stepping into the unknown isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. 2. See failure as a stepping stone. Let's talk about failure for a second. So many of us avoid change because we're afraid of failing. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey to success. And every time you fail, you learn, you grow, you gain the knowledge and resilience needed to get closer to your goals. Now think of failure as feedback. It's just showing you what didn't work so you can adjust and try again. The key is not to fear failure, but to see it as a stepping stone, a necessary part of your growth. But you're not defined by your failures. You're defined by how you rise after them. 3. Challenge your limiting beliefs. One of the biggest barriers to growth is our own limiting beliefs. These are the stories we tell ourselves about what we can or can't do. They might sound like I'm not good enough, I could never do that, or that's just not for people like me. But here's the thing, these beliefs are not facts. They're just thoughts, often shaped by past experiences or the opinions of others, and you have the power to change them. Start by identifying your limiting beliefs. What stories are holding you back from embracing change? Once you've identified them, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? More often than not, you'll find that these beliefs are just walls you've built in your mind. When you start breaking them down, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You start seeing the potential within you that's been there all along. 4. Adopt a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, learning, and perseverance. It's the mindset that says, I may not be able to do this yet, but I can learn. When you embrace a growth mindset, you stop seeing challenges as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. Every time you face something difficult, remind yourself that this is a chance to expand your skills, your knowledge, and your resilience. With a growth mindset, you welcome change because you know it's part of your evolution. 5. Be patient and trust the process. Growth takes time. It's not always linear, and sometimes it feels like you're taking one step forward and 2 steps back. That's okay. Personal growth is a journey, not a race. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. But even when it feels like you're not making progress, you're growing in ways you may not even realize yet. Change can feel slow, but remember that the most meaningful transformations often take time. 6. Surround yourself with support. Change is easier to embrace when you're not doing it alone. Surround yourself with people who support your growth and encourage you to step into your potential you. Whether it's friends, family, mentors, or a community of like-minded individuals, having a support system can make all the difference. They'll remind you of your strengths when you forget them, and they'll push you to keep going when you feel like giving up. Here's the bottom line: personal growth and change are lifelong companions. The more you embrace change, the more you'll realize that it's not something to fear. It's something to celebrate. Every change, every challenge, every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to grow into a stronger, wiser, and more authentic version of yourself. But you're not supposed to have it all figured out. You're not supposed to stay the same. Life is about evolving, learning, and stepping into the fullness of who you are. So don't resist change, embrace it. Step outside your comfort zone. Challenge your limiting beliefs. See failure as part of the journey. Adopt that growth mindset and trust that you're exactly where you need to be on your path to becoming the best version of you. Remember, you're always growing. You're always evolving. And that's a beautiful thing. Let's embrace the journey together. One step, one change at a time. You've got this. Chapter 6. Reflect on your core values. Imagine having an internal compass that always points you in the right direction, no matter the challenges, distractions, or tough decisions you face. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? But here's the thing, you already have that compass. It's your core values, the principles that guide your decisions, actions, and behavior. When you tap into them, life suddenly becomes clearer, more aligned, and more purposeful. Understanding the power of core values. Let's start by understanding just how powerful your core values truly are. Your core values are the foundation of who you are. They're the beliefs that shape the way you see the world, interact with others, and navigate life. Think of them as the roots of a tree. Everything above the surface, your decisions, your actions, your success, all depend on the strength and depth of those roots. When you're aligned with your values, life feels right. You're making choices that resonate with who you truly are, and because of that, you find more meaning and fulfillment. But when you're out of alignment, when you're making decisions that don't reflect your core values, that's when life starts to feel off balance. Maybe you feel stuck, unfulfilled, or like you're chasing something that doesn't even matter to you. That's why reflecting on your core values is so crucial. Your core values guide you through the tough decisions, the uncertain moments, and the paths that seem unclear. They remind you of what's important, what's non-negotiable, and what kind of person you want to be. When your actions align with your values, you're not just living, you're thriving. You're building a life that's authentic to you, not one shaped by external pressures or expectations. So what are your core values? What are those guiding principles that matter most to you? Let's take some time to figure that out, because when you truly understand your values, you unlock the key to a more authentic, fulfilling life. Now let's talk about how to identify your core values. This is where the magic happens. When you take the time to reflect and discover what truly matters to you, everything starts to align. 1. Reflect on your peak moments. A great place to start is by reflecting on the moments in your life when you felt the alpine alive, the most fulfilled, or the most easing to yourself. These peak moments often give us a glimpse into what's most important to us. Ask yourself, what were the values I was honoring during those moments? Maybe it was integrity, creativity, connection, or freedom. Write down a few of those values that resonate with you. These are the principles that guide you toward your best self. 2. Consider what upsets you. Now let's flip it. Think about the moments that made you feel frustrated, upset, or even angry. These are often times when your values were being challenged or violated. For example, if you were frustrated at work because someone was dishonest, then honesty is likely a core value for you. These emotional reactions can be strong indicators of the values that are deeply ingrained in you. Write those down too. Your values are not just what lights you up, but also what you fiercely protect. 3. Identify your non-negotiables. Take a look at the list you've created. Which of these values are your non-negotiables? These are the values you absolutely cannot compromise on, no matter what. They're the principles that, when followed, help you live in alignment, and when ignored, cause stress, frustration, or even regret. Narrow your list down to your top 5 core values. These are the ones that define who you are and what you stand for. 4. Align your goals with your values. Now that you've identified your core values, the next step is to align your goals and actions with them. Let's say one of your core values is personal growth, but your daily routine doesn't involve much time for learning or self-improvement. It's time to make some adjustments. Ask yourself, how can I align my goals with this value? Maybe that means setting aside 30 minutes a day to read, take a course, or learn a new skill. Here's another example. If one of your core values is family, but you find yourself spending too much time at work and not enough with loved ones, it's time to reassess. Aligning your actions with your values might mean setting clearer boundaries at work or carving out dedicated family time each week. When your goals and actions reflect your values, you'll feel more authentic and fulfilled because you're living in a way that's true to who you are. 5. Check in regularly. Living by your values isn't a one-time exercise. It's an ongoing practice. Life changes and so do you, which means it's important to regularly check in with yourself. Ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my core values? Are my actions reflecting what's most important to me? This kind of self-reflection keeps you grounded and helps you make adjustments when needed. When life feels off track, it's often because we've drifted away from our core values. By checking in regularly, you can course correct and get back in alignment. 6. Practice integrity with yourself. Living by your values means holding yourself accountable even when it's hard. It means making decisions that align with your values, not because they're the easiest or most convenient, but because they're true to who you are. This is where integrity comes in. Integrity isn't just about being honest with others, it's about being honest with yourself. It's about saying, this is who I am, and I'm going to live in a way that reflects that, even when it's difficult. When you live with integrity, you build self-trust, and that trust empowers you to navigate life's challenges with confidence. Your core values are the compass that will guide you toward a life of fulfillment, purpose, and authenticity. They're your North Star, always pointing you in the direction of your true self. When you take the time to reflect on what matters most to you, and when you align your actions and decisions with those values, you create a life that feels right, not just on the outside, but deep within. So what are your core values? Take time to reflect, write them down, and live by them every day. Because when your life aligns with your values, you're not just living, you're thriving. And that's the kind of life you deserve to live. Let your values be your guide, and you'll never feel lost again. Chapter 7. Set achievable goals. Picture this: you've got a dream, a vision of the life you want to create. It's exciting, maybe even a little overwhelming, but you're ready to go after it. The question is, how do you get there? The answer is simple: one step at a time. And the way you turn that dream into reality is by setting achievable goals that keep you motivated, clear, and focused. Setting goals is like creating a roadmap for your life. Without clear goals, it's easy to feel lost, unsure of where you're going or what you should focus on. But when you set realistic, achievable goals, you're giving yourself a sense of direction, a clear path forward. It's like saying, here's where I want to go, and here's how I'm going to get there. Achievable goals fuel your motivation. When you see yourself making progress, it keeps you going even on the tough days. And it gives you a sense of purpose. Every day you wake up knowing exactly what you're working toward. Whether it's a career goal, a personal dream, or something as simple as building healthier habits, having clear goals makes the journey feel manageable and exciting. But here's the key: your goals need to be realistic and achievable. Sure, it's great to dream big, but if your goals are too far out of reach, it can feel discouraging. Instead, break those big dreams down into smaller, achievable milestones. This way, every step forward is a win, and you stay motivated along the way. Let's talk about how to break down those big, bold dreams into manageable, actionable steps. It's one thing to have a vision for your life, but how do you get from where you are now to where you want to be? It starts with taking your large goal and creating a roadmap of smaller, actionable steps. 1. Start with the end in mind. First, get crystal clear on what your big dream is. What's the ultimate outcome you're working toward? Whether it's a personal goal, like running a marathon, or a professional goal, like starting your own business, define it. Write it down. Get specific. What does success look like for you? Having this clear picture of your end goal will help guide everything you do from here on out. 2. Break it down into milestones. And now that you've defined your big goal, let's break it down. Ask yourself, what are the smaller milestones I need to hit along the way? Think of these milestones as stepping stones that get you closer to your end goal. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, your first milestone might be running 5 kilometers. Then, once you hit that, your next milestone could be 10 kilometers. Each milestone builds on the last, helping you make steady progress without feeling overwhelmed. 3. Create actionable steps. Once you've identified your milestones, it's time to create daily or weekly actions that move you toward them. What small, specific actions can you take right now to make progress? If your goal is to start a business, maybe your first step is researching your market. If your goal is to improve your health, your first step might be drinking more water or taking a 15-minute walk each day. These small, actionable steps are where the magic happens. They're what turn your goals into reality. 4. Set a timeline. Goals need deadlines. Without a timeline, it's easy to put things off, and suddenly weeks, months, or even years have passed without much progress. Be realistic with your timeline, but also hold yourself accountable. Maybe it's giving yourself 3 months to hit a specific milestone or committing to a certain action every day for a week. A timeline keeps you focused and ensures that you're moving forward consistently. 5. Celebrate small victories. Here's something we often forget. Celebrate the small wins along the way. Every time you hit a milestone, take a moment to acknowledge your progress. It's easy to get caught up in thinking about the next step or how far you still have to go, but don't forget to appreciate how far you've already come. Whether it's treating yourself to something you enjoy or simply taking a moment to reflect on your growth, celebrating your progress is what keeps you motivated to keep going. 6. Adjust as needed. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes your original plan might need to be adjusted. That's okay. The key is to stay flexible and open to making changes when needed. Maybe a certain milestone takes longer to reach than you expected, or maybe new opportunities arise that shift your focus slightly. Adjust your roadmap as necessary, but don't lose sight of the big picture. Stay committed to your end goal, but be willing to adapt as you go. There's nothing more motivating than seeing progress, and that's why breaking down your goals into small, achievable steps is so powerful. Every time you accomplish one of those small steps, you're building momentum. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. Each small victory adds to the momentum, making it easier to keep going. Remember, progress isn't always a straight line. Some days will feel easier than others. Some milestones will come quicker than expected, while others might take longer. That's all part of the journey. The important thing is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the step. Consistency is key, and as long as you're taking action, you're making progress. And here's the best part: every step you take, every small victory, is worth celebrating. Don't wait until you've reached the final destination to feel proud of yourself. Celebrate every step forward, whether it's crossing something off your to-do list or hitting a big milestone. These moments of celebration remind you that you're on the right track. They keep you motivated and excited about what's to come. Setting achievable goals is the secret to turning your dreams into reality. It's about taking that big vision and breaking it down into small, actionable steps that you can work on every day. With each step forward, you're not just getting closer to your goal, you're building confidence, momentum, and a sense of purpose. So what's the big dream you're working toward? Start today by breaking it down. Set those milestones, create actionable steps, and give yourself a timeline. And don't forget to celebrate each small victory along the way, because every step forward is a step in the right direction. You've got this. One small step at a time, you're building the life you've always wanted. Keep moving forward, stay focused, and celebrate your progress. You're closer than you think. Chapter 8. Foster emotional resilience. Life is unpredictable. We face challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But what if I told you that how you respond to these moments is what truly defines your strength? That's where emotional resilience comes in. Emotional resilience is your ability to bounce back, to rise above, and to keep moving forward, no matter how tough life gets. And here's the good news: you can build emotional resilience. You can turn every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Emotional resilience is your secret weapon when life throws curveballs. It's what allows you to not just survive difficult times, but to thrive because of them. Think of emotional resilience as a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it becomes. Every challenge, every setback is like a workout for your emotional strength. And the stronger that muscle gets, the easier it becomes to navigate the storms of life. Here's the thing: life isn't about avoiding obstacles. Obstacles are part of the journey, but how you approach them makes all the difference. Emotional resilience allows you to face those challenges with courage, adapt to the situation, and emerge on the other side stronger than before. It's not about avoiding discomfort, it's about learning to embrace it, knowing that every difficult experience is shaping you into a more resilient version of yourself. So we often think of personal growth as something that happens during the good times, but the truth is, growth happens most during the hard times. It's through adversity that we discover our strength, our courage, and our ability to keep going. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become more resilient. So the next time you face a challenge, remember this: it's not just a setback, it's a setup for something greater. Now let's talk about how to build emotional resilience. Like any skill, it takes practice, but with the right tools and mindset, you can develop the resilience needed to face whatever life throws your way. Here are some strategies to help you cultivate emotional resilience. 1. Practice mindfulness. One of the most powerful tools for building emotional resilience is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present in the moment without judgment. It's about becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions, rather than being controlled by them. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to observe your emotions without reacting impulsively. This helps you manage stress, stay calm under pressure, and respond to challenges with clarity. We don't need to dedicate hours to mindfulness. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths when you're feeling overwhelmed. Just 5 minutes of mindful breathing can help you reset, refocus, and regain control of your emotions. Over time, mindfulness helps you build the mental strength to navigate difficult situations with more ease. 2. Incorporate meditation. Meditation is another powerful way to build emotional resilience. Through meditation, you learn to quiet your mind, let go of stress, and create space for reflection. Regular meditation trains your brain to stay calm and focused, even in challenging circumstances. Start small, just a few minutes a day. Over time, you'll find that meditation helps you handle emotional stress more effectively, allowing you to respond to life's ups and downs with greater balance and clarity. 3. Use positive reframing. One of the most effective strategies for building resilience is learning to reframe your thoughts. Positive reframing is the practice of viewing challenges from a different perspective, seeing the opportunity within the obstacle. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, shift your mindset to what you can learn from the situation. Ask yourself, what is this challenge teaching me? How can I grow from this? Reframing helps you transform setbacks into stepping stones, turning even the toughest situations into opportunities for personal growth. For example, if you're facing a career setback, instead of dwelling on the disappointment, ask yourself how this moment can help you refocus, improve your skills, or pursue a path that's more aligned with your true goals. Every challenge carries a lesson, and positive reframing helps you find it. 4. Embrace self-compassion. Emotional resilience isn't about being tough all the time. It's about knowing when to be gentle with yourself, too. That's where self-compassion comes in. Self-compassion is the practice of treating yourself with kindness, especially when things don't go as planned. It's about understanding that failure and setbacks are part of the journey, and they don't define your worth. When you're kind to yourself, you create space to heal, to learn, and to grow. Instead of beating yourself up for mistakes or shortcomings, acknowledge that you're human. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend who's going through a tough time. Be encouraging, be gentle, and remind yourself that every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger. 5. Embrace failure as part of the journey. Here's a truth that often gets overlooked. Failure is part of success. In fact, it's an essential part of the journey. That no one succeeds without stumbling along the way. The difference between those who give up and those who keep going is emotional resilience. It's the ability to see failure not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone. Embrace failure as a teacher. When you fail, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow? Every failure is a chance to adjust, to improve, and to come back stronger. The most successful people aren't the ones who avoid failure. They're the ones who use failure to fuel their growth. So embrace the setbacks, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Emotional resilience is your greatest ally in overcoming life's challenges. It's what allows you to face adversity with strength, to see setbacks as opportunities, and to bounce back even stronger. Building emotional resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about learning to navigate it with grace, courage, and confidence. Start by practicing mindfulness and meditation to calm your mind. Reframe your challenges to find the hidden opportunities. Be kind to yourself when things get tough, and remember that failure is not the end, it's part of the process. Each challenge you face is shaping you, building your emotional strength, and preparing you for the next step in your journey. So embrace the obstacles, trust in your ability to rise above them, and keep moving forward. You are stronger than you think, and with emotional resilience, there's no challenge you can't overcome. You've got this. Chapter 9. Celebrate small wins and practice gratitude. Imagine if every step you took toward your goals felt like a victory. Imagine if instead of waiting until you reach the finish line to celebrate, you celebrated every small win along the way. How much more motivated would you feel? How much more joy would you experience in the process? Here's the truth. Success is built not just on the big achievements, but on the small victories that happen every single day. Let's start with something that's easy to overlook, the small wins. We often think that only the big milestones, the promotion, the completed project, the huge transformation, deserve to be celebrated. But here's the thing. It's the small, consistent steps you take every day that truly create momentum. Each of those small wins is a building block toward your larger success. When you celebrate your small victories, you're fueling your motivation. You're acknowledging your progress and telling yourself, hey, I'm moving forward. It's those little moments of recognition that keep you going, especially on the days when things feel tough. And you don't need to wait for the big moment to feel proud of yourself. Did you wake up 30 minutes earlier today? That's a win. Did you finish that task you've been putting off? That's a win. Did you take time for yourself to rest and recharge? That's a win, too. Celebrating your progress is about recognizing that you're making strides, even when it doesn't feel like it. The small wins are what build momentum. They create a positive feedback loop. The more you acknowledge them, the more motivated you feel to keep going. Every time you celebrate a small step forward, you're giving yourself the fuel to take the next one. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is a far-off destination, but the truth is, success is happening every day. Every step, every effort, every action is a piece of your success story. So don't wait for the big moment. Celebrate the small wins along the way. They're what make the journey worthwhile. Now let's talk about something that goes hand in hand with celebrating small wins: gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have for cultivating a positive mindset and enhancing your emotional well-being. And the best part, you can practice gratitude every single day in small, simple ways that have a huge impact. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the big things in life. It's about noticing and appreciating the little things, the things we often take for granted. It's about shifting your focus from what's missing to what's already present. When you practice gratitude, you're training your mind to look for the good, even in challenging situations. And when you do that, your entire outlook on life starts to shift. So how do we bring more gratitude into our daily lives? Let me share a few simple, practical ways to start. 1. Gratitude journaling. One of the most effective ways to practice gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. In fact, it's often the small moments that bring the most joy. Maybe it's the warm cup of coffee you had this morning, a kind word from a friend, or the feeling of the sun on your face. Whatever it is, write it down. By taking a moment to reflect on these things, you're training your brain to notice the good in your life. 2. Reflective thinking. If journaling isn't your style, no problem. You can still practice gratitude through reflective thinking. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect on the things that went well. What moments made you smile today? What are you thankful for right now? By making this a daily habit, you'll start to notice that even on the tough days, there's always something to be grateful for. 3. Gratitude in conversations. Another powerful way to practice gratitude is by incorporating it into your conversations. When you're talking with a friend, partner, or family member, take a moment to express your gratitude. Let them know what you appreciate about them, or simply share something good that happened in your day. Gratitude is contagious, and when you spread it, you create a ripple effect of positivity. 4. Start your day with gratitude. A great way to set the tone for your day is by starting with gratitude. Before you even get out of bed, take a moment to think of one thing you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as the fact that you woke up, that you have another day ahead of you, or that the sun is shining. Starting your day with gratitude puts you in a positive mindset, setting the stage for a better day overall. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good in the moment, It has lasting effects on your emotional well-being. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you're training your brain to look for the positive in every situation. You're shifting your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you're focusing on what's already here, and that creates a sense of contentment and peace. Practicing gratitude also helps you build emotional resilience. When life throws challenges your way, gratitude allows you to find the silver lining, to see the lesson or the opportunity in the struggle. It doesn't mean ignoring the hard stuff, but it does mean balancing the challenges with an appreciation for the good. Gratitude helps you navigate life's ups and downs with more grace and optimism. So as you move forward in your journey of growth, remember this: celebrate the small wins. Every step you take is a victory worth acknowledging. Don't wait for the big moment to feel proud of yourself. Start celebrating your progress today. Each small victory builds momentum, keeps you motivated, and reminds you that you're moving in the right direction. And don't forget to practice gratitude. Every day, take a moment to appreciate what you have, to reflect on the good in your life, and to spread that gratitude to others. Gratitude shifts your mindset, builds resilience, and creates a life filled with more joy, peace, and positivity. Celebrate the small wins. Practice gratitude daily, and watch as your life transforms, one small moment of appreciation at a time. You've got this. Keep going, keep celebrating, and keep practicing gratitude, because the journey is just as important as the destination. Chapter 10. Concluding reflections and next steps. As we come to the close of this audiobook, let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've been on together. We've talked about rediscovering your passions, cultivating self-awareness, prioritizing your well-being, developing healthy habits, and embracing personal growth. And we've explored the importance of aligning with your core values, setting achievable goals, fostering emotional resilience, and celebrating the small wins along the way. At the heart of it all is one simple yet powerful truth. Focusing on yourself daily is the key to unlocking personal growth, success, and lasting fulfillment. When you put yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in a nurturing, growth-focused way, you become the best version of yourself. And that's not just good for you, it's good for everyone around you. Building your life isn't about one grand gesture or sudden change. It's about the small, consistent actions you take each day. And it's about showing up for yourself, committing to your growth, and believing in your ability to evolve. So remember, this journey is ongoing, and every day is an opportunity to become just a little bit better, a little more aligned with the person you want to be. Now that you've taken in these lessons, the question becomes, what will you do with them? How will you apply them to your own life? I want to challenge you to take action today. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to focus on myself? Maybe it's as simple as setting aside 10 minutes for quiet reflection, going for a walk, or writing down one small goal for the day. The key is to start. What's one small step you can take today to move closer to the life you want to build? Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. Here are a couple of reflection questions to guide you. What will you do today to focus on yourself? What small habit or action can you begin right now to support your growth? Remember, rebuilding your life is within your control. It doesn't require perfection, it requires persistence. You don't have to do it all at once, but you do have to take the first step. One small action, repeated consistently, will lead to massive transformation over time. As you move forward, know this: your journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't rush the process. Celebrate each step, each small win, and trust that you're on the right path. The life you want is not as far away as it seems. It's built through small, intentional actions taken day by day. If you found value in this audiobook, I encourage you to subscribe, like, and share this content. But you're not alone on this journey, and the more we share these lessons, the more we lift each other up. Finally, check out the links in the description for more resources, including other audiobooks and courses that can help you continue your journey of personal growth and transformation. Remember, you can rebuild your life. You are in control. And it starts with the small actions you take today. You've got this. Now go out there and start creating the life you've always wanted.